Welcome to the Firewater Review, a weekly podcast dedicated to whiskey reviews. On this week's episode, we are reviewing a Four Roses single barrel strength private pick of OESK. I'm your host, Seth Brown. I'm joined as always by my co-host, Aaron Cave. How's it going, man?
Good, man. How are you?
I am doing swell. Drinking some of my favorite juice, man. Can't beat it.
The 4R.
Yes, absolutely. And this pick mentioned was an OESK from Tower Wine and Spirits, pretty much in the heart of Atlanta. They have a couple different locations. They have one on Piedmont Road right off of I-85 where the wonderful bridge collapsed earlier this year. And they have another location, a smaller location in the Atlanta area too. But the Piedmont location is a relatively big store. And they have a great bourbon selection. So if you're in the Atlanta area, be sure to check them out. So that's where this pick is from, Tower Wine and Spirits. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm pretty excited about this. So you sent me this sample, and K is probably my favorite yeast strain. And I tell you what, man, this has got the spice. I love it. I'm digging it.
Yeah, the K, I mean, it's typically pretty bold, pretty spicy. It's not, surprisingly enough, it's not the higher yeast strain or the higher rye mash bill.
Yeah. It's so we're at the E. So yeah, that's the 20% rye.
Yeah. Yep. So that's surprising where the spice comes in on it. But this does have quite a bit of spice on it. And we've done a Four Roses on this show before, haven't we? We've done the Elliot's.
Elliot Select. That was number 2, I think, right? Episode 2 or 3.
Yeah, I think it was. And what was Elliot's? I don't even remember what that recipe was right off the end.
Oh, yeah. Off the top of my head, I want to say it's an F recipe, but I'm not sure. Can't remember.
Not sure either. But anyway, rated that one pretty high. I do remember that.
Yeah, it was. They did. He did a great job picking that this year.
Yeah.
You know, all these yeast strains are, it's just kind of crazy how they can take 10 different recipes and just marry it into one single bottle for the yellow label. It just blows my mind. And they're all so different. And it just, how they can get a consistent product that has all these different yeast strains and mash bills is crazy, but they do it. And the yellow label's great. Small batch is great, and but you know, I've tried all these side by side, and they've all been completely different.
Yeah,
and it's crazy.
Yeah, and I mean, you've mentioned it, I think, on the show before that, or after recording, or before, I can't remember, but anyway, that it's basically made to mingle.
Oh yeah.
And, you know, mixing some of these, I think you have experimented with some small batches or vatting of some of the Four Roses recipes in the past. I haven't done it, but I mean, it's like you said, I mean, it was made to mingle. You got the yellow label, which is basically everything. It is everything. And then small batch, which is what, 4 or 5 recipes?
It's 4. I want to say, I know it's the K's, and I want to say the K's and the O's, but I think it's the K's and the O's. So, funny story, talking about, you know, made to mingle. When we went down and did our Four Roses pick a couple years ago, we went through 9 recipes. They didn't have all 10. There was one that was really limited at the time, and that was the OESQ. And at the end of the tasting, when you're tasting 10 barrels, or 9 barrels, sorry, and they're all, you know, close to 120 proof, and they give you nice size samples, you don't want to drink them all, you know? And so at the end, you know, when you still got like half a glass of everything, you just kind of like look at your empty water bottle and you're like, hey, let's make a foolproof yellow label.
Yeah.
And that's what we did. And man, it's freaking awesome. And I've been saving, I'm almost to the end of it, and I've been saving it for something special, because I wish they would come out with a yellow label at Cash Drink. It was phenomenal.
That would be a fun release for them. They should do that.
Yeah.
Four Roses, if you're listening to this,
they should do that. Limited release, yellow label, Cash Strength.
I would be all over it.
Yeah. So, Well, we've talked about for roses before. We've had, like we said, we did the LA Select. So I'm not going to go into history because I'm pretty sure we went into history when we did it last time. But let's just talk a little bit about the mash bill since we're talking about it anyways.
Yeah.
So, you got the 4 letters. You got the O, E, S, K, what we're drinking tonight. So the E is their lower rye mash bill. If you slide a B in there, that's their higher rye mash bill. So lower rye is 20% rye, higher rye is 35% rye. And then at the end, your letters, you got your O, you got your Q, you got your F, you got your K, and did I say what did I say? I got off track.
V.
Did I say V? I don't know. No, I did not say V. So we got V, K, O, Q, F. And so they're different yeast strains. V is more like a delicate fruitiness. Your K is slightly spicy. Your O is kind of a rich fruitiness. So you look at V, it's like kind of a delicate fruit. O is more like a rich fruit. I don't know what's the difference between a delicate and a rich fruit. I don't know, but
softer. It's softer.
Before roses knows. And then your Q is kind of like a floral essence. Maybe it's like some rose petals or something like that. And then your F is more of like a herbal essence, like earthy, like oregano or some of those earthy tones. So those are the mash bills. And so you got your high rye and low rye. And then you got your 5 yeast strains. So you put them all together, you get your 10 recipes that you mix for your small batch.
Yep. Or
not small batch, but yellow label. So those are the recipes. And so what we're drinking tonight is the OESK. So you're looking at a low rye with something with a little bit of spice. So, and like I said, I've already sampled it, and it's got some spice to it. I'm really digging it.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite of the recipes?
My favorite is the OBSK. I think I like the high rye, and I love the KE strain. It's got great spice to it. It's always full body. It's I'm a big fan of the K. I think my second is the store right off the shelf single barrel is your OBSV.
Yeah,
cut to 100 down to 100 proof. So that's probably their most consistent yeast strain. I think is the BV. And that's why they use it, and it's good. So I think that's why they use it for the single barrel.
Yeah.
What about you? What's your favorite?
I want to try an OBSK. I haven't had one, and to like this OESK as much as I do, I think I would really love the higher rye mash bill of the OBSK. But the OBSV is. It can kind of play tricks on you because, like you said, the standard single barrel release for them is the OBSK, or I'm sorry, OBSV. But if you can find one, I sent you a sample of that Jack's.
Oh yeah.
Cask strength, and it's awesome. It is just, the first time that I cracked it open and had a pour of it, it just hit my mouth, and I was like, whoa, man, this is like, because when you compare it to just the off the shelf OBSV, it is leap years above and beyond that. And it's just, it's so creamy. It's so, there's a good balance of spice and sweetness on that one. So that one, I guess probably right now, that one is probably up there in my top few. Favorite Four Roses, but I want to get my hands on an OBSK.
Yeah,
just because I'm willing to bet that I would love it.
So did the last thing of samples I sent you? Did I send you a Jamie Ferris OBSK?
You may have,
because I have one opened and I can't remember if I sent you one. If not, that's definitely one I'll send you and we'll do a review on, because that puppy is good, and it's a great drinking proof. It's like 102 proof, and it's got a ton of just different flavors and depth to it. That's a great pour. So you'll have to look through your samples and see if if that one's sitting there.
Yeah, I would definitely. Well, I moved all my samples into the bar room, so I don't have them in my office anymore.
Yeah.
They're not
You'd have to
easily
go
accessible.
searching. You don't want to do that.
Nah. So this one, I don't know if we mentioned the proof and all that on this one. This one, as we mentioned, was an OESK. It is a 9-year, 4-month-old, and it is 120.2 proof. And it's from Warehouse QS, I assume that's what that is. Yeah, QS. And the barrel number was 51-4U, and it is from Tower Wine and Spirits in Atlanta.
Awesome. So, well, anything else you want to talk about Four Roses wise?
Nah, let's go drink.
All right, let's do it.
When we return, we will share our notes. Welcome back, everybody. In the break, we have been sipping on some Four Roses single barrel strength, and this is the OESK recipe from Tower Wine and Spirits in Atlanta. Per usual format, I will let Aaron kick it off, and I will bring up the rear. Take it away, sir.
All right. So on the nose, it's got a great nose. Got a lot of stuff going on here. I definitely get brown sugar and vanilla right off the bat. A little bit of seasoned oak pops out of there. I get a little bit of maple syrup, hints of cherries, a little bit of cinnamon. Definitely get some nutmeg. Light on the leather, and just little hints of cocoa floating around. On the palate, this is just full body. It is creamy. It is thick. I get a little caramel, brown sugar, get some toffee notes. A little bit of the darker fruits, kind of some cherries popping in there, a little bit of raisin. It has some nice, bright citrus to it, too, though. I get a little bit of like an orange zest. But, man, the spice on this is just cinnamon, rye, pepper, just all day. There's so much spice. A little bit of oak and some tobacco. Finishes long, and it's super spicy. I get red hots just all day. Cinnamon, a little bit of chocolate, some caramel, and some nice oak flavors. Overall, man, this is just, it's got tons of flavor, a lot of stuff going on, and I really dig it. Like I said, I'm a sucker for the Ks. I gave this a 90 out of 100.
Excellent. Yeah, it's just a great pour. And they do a lot of picks through that store, and a lot of varying picks. They had recently an Old Weller 107 that was non-chill filtered, and it lasted, I think, less than a day.
Oh, that would, around here, it's like hours.
Yeah.
Anytime like one of the liquor barns or anything puts anything out in Kentucky like that, it's gone within like 30 minutes. You got people lined up, and if you go through and you pick one and they say they got 100 bottles and you're 25th in line and there's only 50 people in line, you just hop right back in and pick up two. That's how it goes down. So
yeah,
they don't last anytime non-chill filtered OWA is released. It's gone quick.
A lot of times on stuff like that, Tower will limit the purchases to one bottle per person. However, in I think most cases, they split their barrels between the two locations.
Oh, gotcha.
And the locations aren't too terribly far apart from each other. So you could buy one at one store and then go to the other one and pick up another one. So I think that's why they last as long as they do for stuff like Old Weller Antique. But I missed that pick. And as soon as it gets out on Atlanta Bourbon Society, it's gone. You can pretty much count a barrel as being gone once it's broadcast on that. But anyway, this is a solid pick. It very rich, very spicy. I was picking up a little bit of earthiness with it. Some light leather, a little coffee note to it almost. But lots of nutmeg. I think you mentioned that. Some maple syrup to it. I think you mentioned that as well. A little bit of seasoned oak, a little older oak, some cinnamon, just a hint of clove, some nice red and black pepper spice to it. There's a little sweetness to it as well with that maple syrup, and it's got a little caramel to it. And maybe even a little vanilla floating in there. Just a great nose. God, it's so rich, inviting. And then the palate, same thing. Very nice mouthfeel on it. Very rich, very full-bodied. Good amount of viscosity to it. Really, really great rye and pepper spice. Good balance of the oak. It's not really overpowering, but it's enough just to give it a little extra flavor there. The caramel and the vanilla play well. Helping to balance it out. Just a great palate. The finish is long. It starts off with more of the rye and pepper spice to it. That fades more into some of that earthiness that I was getting on the nose. Just again a hint of leather, just a little bit of clove, but then some pipe tobacco, those nice caramel flavors coming back in there, and a little bit of that maple syrup popping in there. It's just like you said, that spice and the sweetness. It plays really well together. Great spice on this one, and I actually gave it a 91.
91.
Yes.
So wow. So 90 and 91. I'm digging it. 90.5. Easy math. That's how we do it here on the Firewater Review.
That's right. We don't like math.
We don't.
You know what we do like?
Bourbon.
We like bourbon, but we're also dads drinking bourbon.
Yes.
And tonight you are very much a dad's drinking bourbon. I've been getting...
If anyone can't hear, right above me is a crazy 3-year-old just going to town. So,
thankfully, the way I record and edit these episodes, you probably won't hear a lot of it. But if you do, at least you now know what it is, and it's all in fun. And the whole time you were giving your review, he was popping in and out there doing his thing above you, and I was trying so hard to hold in a laugh.
Yeah, it's usually we do these around 8:30. It's like 6, so he's still up, and sometimes you just gotta jump in and record a little early because you got family stuff going on, and you got to make time. And he's just having fun, going to town. So it's going to be bath time soon. So just wrap it up and put him in a bath and hit the hay.
Yep.
But I don't know if he's going to hit the hay, to tell you the truth, because he's going strong up there.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
When we first got on together, you said, "Can you hear that?" And I said, "Yeah, it sounds like someone pushing stuff around the floor." And I think I pretty much nailed it. Yeah,
you nailed it. It was a monster truck. He's big into them. So and I bet you anything right now he's chasing the dogs too. So yeah, that's what he does. He grabs his monster truck and he just gets down football stance and just goes at it and just chases them through the house.
That's awesome.
Well, for him, dogs not so much.
No, they terrorize the dogs, of course.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, this was overall, what would we say, 90.5?
90.5. Yeah, it was a solid pick. It was great. I wish I had a bottle of it. You do.
I do. So, I can send you more. I got more of it.
Yeah, I got plenty of my own Four Roses to go through, and I'll tell you what, I don't cross my fingers and knock on wood. I've drank through a lot of Four Roses, and I've never had a bad pick, and they've all been solid. So
yeah,
I've had some down kind of in the 80s, mid 80s, 85, 86, but they're still solid.
Yeah, they really are. I don't know about up there, but have you ever had stores that pick? They're not barrel strength. It's just single barrels, and most of them are still kind of OBSV for the most part that I've seen.
Yeah, so Four Roses is actually kind of weird. Like with, I think, like when you're first getting in to barrel selection, they limit you to picking an OBSV, and then they bring it down to 100 proof. But you can still get it non-chill filtered. But once you do, I think a few of those, then that's when they open up the door to like hey, pick whatever you want. Here's all 10 recipes. Hit the ones that you want. And
that's good to know.
Yeah. I picked up, where was it? I can't remember, but I remember a couple years ago I picked up just a regular store pick, which was the OBSV at 100 proof, non-chill filtered, and it was freaking amazing. You put it side by side to a regular OBSV, and it was night and day. I mean, just the way the non-chill filter process just changes that bourbon was amazing.
Yeah, and
plus it's a single barrel, so it's going to be different anyways. And a lot of people, I don't want to go on a rant about single barrel selections and that kind of stuff, but I'm going to go on a little rant. So a lot of people are thrown off about barrel selections. Like, hey, the master distiller's not picking this, a group is or a store is. How can I trust their palate? The way you got to think about it is these store picks or bar picks or whatever group picks, they're going down and they're picking barrels that have been selected for the single barrel program, which if they are deemed worthy of the single barrel program, they've been tasted by the master distiller, by the group of tasters that approves this to go into the single barrel program. So you're getting something that is going to be as good as anything that you would find on the shelf.
Yeah.
Just think of Knob Creek. Just think Knob Creek. You got Fred Noe out there picking barrels for Knob Creek. He picks the barrels that go into the barrel selection program as well. So you're essentially going to get something as good, but usually better. Yeah. Because when you're going to pick, you're not just getting the standard 9-year. If you're picking your 5th, 6th, 7th barrel, they're going to start rolling out the 10-year, the 11-year, the 12-year. You look at Liquor Barn or Party Source. God only knows how many barrels of Knob Creek they've picked, and so that's why they're getting the 15-year Knob Creeks or the 14-year Knob Creek picks.
Yeah,
and you got. 100%. Those barrels have been tasted by people that deem them worthy of being in the barrel selection program. So don't be afraid of barrel selections because they're going to be phenomenal.
Yeah, it's like they have to make an initial cut before they even get into that.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. They have to make the cut. So the way I look at it, you're off the shelf as JV, and you hit varsity with the barrel selections.
Yeah. I like it, man. I dig that analogy. I like it.
Yeah. That's just the way I think about it, and that's just because I think everyone knows by now that store picks are my jam. That's what I do. That's what I love, and that's what I mostly drink. And I love just the whole aspect of how different every store pick can be and how different every barrel is. If I could sit down with like 10 barrels side by side that were aged side by side on the same floor, the same rick house, and just go through and taste them all just to see how different they would. That's my bucket list. Like if I had a bucket list thing, that would be number one, just to see how crazy different each one of those barrels are compared to.
Maybe we should figure out a way to do that.
I'm gonna find a way to do that one day. It will happen. I might have to start my own distillery to do it, but
I'll help if you need it. I'll help.
All right. Well, I've gone on my rant, so I'm good. I'm done.
That's all right. It was a good rant.
By barrel picks.
Yes, as you should. As you should. Yeah, my collection of barrel picks has grown quite a bit over the last year or so, and to be quite honest, I think that's pretty much all I've bought recently has been barrel picks.
Yeah, I mean, well, I can't say much. I just bought a whole barrel, so whatever.
Yeah, and we need to have him back on to do that show for that. So.
Yeah, NBR rolling barrel is in, so I'm pretty pumped. You got your bottle.
I did, and it's great.
I was a little sad that you got to try it before I did.
I wasn't going to rub it in.
I know you got your rye and you got the barrel before I got it.
Yeah. Both are super legit.
When we went and picked it up, we popped a bottle right when we picked it up, and yeah, I'm happy.
Yeah, but both are really legit.
Spicier than when I picked it, but it is a good change. When we first picked it, it was super sweet, and the sweetness cut you in the back of your jaw, and that was something that was just kind of blew my mind. I was like, oh, this is different. This is good. I like this. And then when we opened that bottle, I mean, it sat for almost another 2 months, and it was top rack all the way against the wall. So it was getting tons of heat. Yeah. And when we popped it, it was a lot more viscous than I remember. And just the spice on that, I was like, whoa, this is a lot different than I remember, but it's a good different. So,
well, it set that close to the ceiling and to the wall in, probably 2 of the hotter months out of the year.
Yeah, I was happy. So, that rye, oof.
Yeah, they're both. They're so good. They're so good. Yeah, we've got to have Paul back on to do that.
When I tried that rye, I said, Paul, every rye you release, I want a bottle.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Send it my way.
Yep.
He said, okay, we'll see.
Yeah. What he sent me was batch 1. I don't know how many. I don't know if he has.
That's a single barrel. There was only like 90 bottles, I think.
Oh, was there really? Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, because I asked him, I was like, hey, did you blend that, or is it a single barrel? And he's like, yeah, single barrel.
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
So good.
All right. Well, with that, I think we're going to close the show because I got a crazy 2-year-old to get to bed.
Sounds like he's rolling barrels up there himself.
Yeah. No, my wife's here. She's watching them, but who knows what's going on up there.
All in good times. All in good times. So yeah, this was a 90.5. Again, it was an OESK from Tower Wine and Spirits here in Atlanta. And the single barrel strength picks usually runs you around average about $60. If you can find one, they're definitely worth trying. So absolutely pick them up and give them a shot. That's all I have, man. Where can folks find you?
All right. Well, I am at Bourbon Cave on Instagram and Twitter. Write high proof single barrel bourbon columns for the Bourbon Zeppelin. Always find me here on the Firewater Review, and check out my reviews on the Sons of Winston Churchill.
Excellent. And I will give another plug for you. You just had a recent episode. You mentioned non-chill filtered quite a bit on this show.
I did, yes. On the Bourbon Daily. Yeah. You can always find me on the Bourbon. Well, not always, but some episodes of the Bourbon Daily. I think I was on one today as well. So. Nice.
Very nice. So yeah, check those out. I am Seth P. Brown on Instagram and about hardly ever on the Twitters. You can always find me on this show. You can find all of our shows at abvnetwork.com or in iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher. You can find this show and all of those. You can also find it on YouTube. Audio only, no video. And we appreciate your reviews. And that's all I have. So until next time, cheers. And please drink responsibly.
All right. And pick up single barrel store picks. Later.
See ya.
Firewater Review is part of the ABV network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening, and cheers.